I never saw myself as an entrepreneur. I was very much married to the idea of being a researcher and a scientist forever.
How did you go from something very, very technical that usually does not require you to go up on stage speaking with people and really exposing yourself to like social media and stuff to somebody who's now going out there speaking on stages, sharing AI strategies and helping businesses grow?
I hadn't realized that throughout my life, I had had some sense of entrepreneurship from the beginning. So when I arrived in Canada, I had to take on a very parental role in my family and I had to figure out how to make money. So I had to sell things, I had to babysit, I had to figure it out. Throughout my university career, I had to sell bread. I sold shampoo. I was selling things and doing things on the side to make cash. And when I went to graduate school, I had to go and convince supervisors to be my research supervisors. And then I had to go and present my research, defend my thesis. Like all of these things, you don't realize how analogous they are to the entrepreneurial world. And so, when I decided to make that shift, it was almost by accident. I think I had already worked myself to an amazing position. It would probably be my dream position if I had, been in a different stage in my life. But because my husband and I had already planted the seed of creating our digital content company and it was doing so well, it almost felt like going to work as a scientist was taking away from the thing that was generating the most for us. And it's always this principle of doubling down on what works and making that decision to step away from what you thought was going to be your lifelong career and what you went to school for and invested so much of your life for. It was really difficult to step away from that. But also, I'm a very logical person and it just made sense. To be an entrepreneur, you have to just sit there and do the thing and focus and work tirelessly. But you could say that same thing about any researcher in any discipline in science. My life wasn't just schools and academic. It was very much real life learning in the world as well as academically. I think that helped me a lot to develop good relationships. Mentorship to me has been everything. It has been the key to where I am today. In the scientific world, I had world-class authorities being my research supervisors. That opened so many doors for me, allowed for me to be published in amazing journals. But then when I made the transition to entrepreneurship, I wanted to replicate that same idea. So I'm really good at building relationships and leveraging those. And it got me to this point in my science career. How do I do the same thing as an entrepreneur? And I sought out mentorship from world-class mentors. And that's how I ended up where I am today. I worked with KDK, who then brought me to JT Fox. We fostered that relationship, ended up becoming business partners, investing together. All of these things have been the reason why I found success as an entrepreneur as well.